All right, all right, all right. Peace, blessings, enough,
Enough love.
holy, plenty, a lot of
Love.
love to all our queens and all our kings on this wonderful platform here on Deep Dive Globally Changing Lives. Really appreciate and thank you all very much for joining us on this wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. We're going to officially start, and as we know, we start with the In It to Win It. And welcome to those on YouTube, our YouTube, varied YouTube platforms that you are joining from. Really appreciate. And so we are going to start with In It to Win It. And that is done by Queen Lerato Shadari, our international, well-renowned music, singing, recording artist that we have in our midst. This song or this music was definitely gifted to us, and we have been using it as our theme song now for the past maybe 4 years. Yes, about 4 years now, from the get-go of this um, deep dive globally changing lives. So listen to our theme song for this meeting. So this is it. Okay. All right. And
We are on passive, shining bright.
next up is on passive.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Right, wonderful. All right, thank you very much, Queen Larato Shadari. Really appreciate. Thank you very much. Awesome, awesome, awesome sauce. All right, moving, moving forward. We are now going to get into our first presentation for today, and so that first presentation is no stranger to us. He was here last week. He gave us part one of maybe a three-part or a four-part series, don't know as yet. But we are going to be getting into his part two of doing good is the enemy of doing great. Very unusual. And if you were here last week, this time, we had a Catawampus time with none other than King Timothy Ferguson. Of course, he's a motivational speaker. He's a financial specialist in his field. And so if you have any questions or anything that is around the financial arena, then this is the man that you will need to contact. He's also a very trusted leader. He's a mentor. He's a personal development coach. And he's a very good friend of Queen Dr. Tunishai Ford. And so we would like you to all welcome and make welcome our mindset speaker for today on the topic, doing good is the enemy of doing great, part two. And so I turn it over now to our king, Timothy Ferguson Jr. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, King Dr. Derek. It is a pleasure and it is an honor to be on here again today. I want to give a shout out and a thanks to Dr. Tunishai Ford, Dr. Tony, yourself, and to all who are here who have brought me on. And yes, I've been looking forward to being able to go forward with part two. Before I get into part two, guys, I want to, for those who haven't been on, before, I'm just going to do a quick recap going over what we went over initially before we get into it. And guys, I hope that this and what I prepare for you, what you get today, being the icing on the cake of what was given to you. And guys, just so you don't know, this is not a matter of worry. Take notes, but even if you don't take notes, it's okay because I'll be around. You can ask questions. I'm here for you. I'm here to stay. Thank you, guys. So let's just get into this now. I'm going to share my screen. And with this, let's see. Okay, here we go. All righty, guys. Everybody can see my screen. If you can't, raise your hand or say, put a note up or so. But basically, I'm here to talk about good is the enemy of great, and how we talk about that is understanding that in anything that we do to become good at it, it involves an investment of time. Whether you go to school, you get a, you're getting a college degree, you're getting a bachelor's, you get a master's, you get a doctorate. All of this requires an investment of time. And for most of us, at some point, whatever we do, we do something and we get good, but then we say, you know what, I want to become better. How can I become better at what I do? Or how can I become more set apart from my competition? And the challenge, you find a challenge because you'll say to yourself, well, outside of all of what I've done, I'm no longer in school anymore. I'm working a full-time job. I have a family and I have other responsibilities. I really don't have the kind of time I initially had that I invested in that got me to the place that I'm at. Like I said, whether that is, hey, that got me to the bachelor's degree or the master's or the doctorates. Life has changed. And so how do I get better at this? And so for most people, most of us, we settle for being good at what we do, or we define being good, better, or excellent based on the levels of what we obtained prior to getting into work and family and whatnot. And so I'm here to say, guys, is that and in the case, these are all matters is true because what you invest in is what you're going to get out of it. And anyone who invests 10,000 hours in anything becomes a master at it. But this is more of in the matter of us being past that place of having the time to study, go to school, and get these matters and saying, hey, I'm now working, I have a family. How do I get better at what I do? And what and the biggest the issue that comes into play in this case here, guys, is time. Time is our most valuable asset. As you all know on here, we all can look back and say, man, we've learned new things today that we wish we knew 20 years ago. And there's no way we can go back in the past and redo anything to start things over. And so it's for us all to recognize that time is our most valuable asset, even more valuable than money. Why? Because putting a comparison, guys, with time and money, we've all gained money, we've all lost money, but guess what? We've gained money again. We've lost money. It's something that can be gained. We've made mistakes. We can adjust those mistakes and we can get it back. Time, unlike money, guys, we cannot get it back. When we lose it, it's gone forever. And there's nothing we can do about it. And the other thing that's different with money for some people that will say, okay, well, based on um, some money making principles that are given, I don't know if that's really going to work for me because my personal situation is not the same. It's really, really bad. What you're giving is something that is one thing, but mine is way worse than that. I don't think this is going to work for me. And in some cases, there are some conditions and challenges that are true to that. But when it comes to time, guys, there's no excuse. Why? Because with time, we all have the same amount of time. Everything you've done, whether your success, you've grown to an associate's, a bachelor's, a master's, a doctorate level, and whatever you've climbed to in your careers, we're all associated with you having the same amount of time as the person next to you, 168 hours a week. What we do with our time is going to determine what our time and what our lives look like. And this is why I say good is the enemy of great, because for most of us, we've settled for being good at what we do rather than being great at what we do. And to each his own of what good and what great is defined as. But when we all fall into this place of when we want to get better at what we do, we find ourselves at a time deficit. Because I have other matters that are going on. I have work, I have family, I have other matters. And so I really don't have the extra time to do these extra things that I really need to do, especially if I'm in an issue or in a matter where I have an issue and I really need some help, not just help getting out of it, but I really need to learn something so that I won't keep repeating this matter. So just going over some of what we looked at before. Um, as I said, once time is gone, we never can get it back. It is the great equalizer. Every one of us, we have the same amount. Rather than us saying, I don't have time, let's get these things don't and can't out of our vocabulary and then start learning reflective converse matters of how we communicate and just say, you know what? No, you know what? I really made poor choices of my time, or I wasted my time as a better description. Why? And I'll tell you as we go on, because when it comes to time, there's three ways that we use time. We waste time, we spend time, and we invest time. Wasting time is basically what I've defined as trading time for nothing of lasting value. Example of this is basically spending a couple of hours watching football, or for every Sunday for 7 hours, or just being on your phone, just doodling on your phone, looking at Instagram or playing games or so. But again, and when I mean of lasting value, I mean that what you're doing has no profit or benefit for you 10 years from now. I've never heard anyone say, man, my life is much better because I watched the Lions win 10 years ago. Okay. It's great and all, but when it comes to the matters of the need of, I need to buy more time from my life, things that are a waste of time have to be removed. The other thing we have is we have spending time. And what spending time is defined as trading time for something of value. Spending time is this one feature of time that we do not want to compromise on. Whether it's I'm spending time to take care of with my family, with my children. I'm spending time to take care of myself. Yeah, these are things, these are necessary that we have to do. And unfortunately, guys, so many of us have time deficits that are so bad in how we manage our time that we barely manage taking care of our families. And some of us barely take care of ourselves. And I'm not meaning just on the matters of taking care of ourselves like, well, I don't exercise and I don't eat right, but hey, I got poor hygiene practice. I barely shower. I barely take the time to do these things. I only talk to my kids on Saturdays, or me and my wife, have a poor communication because I'm always busy. And when I do get around them, I'm always talking about whatever I'm engaged in. This is basically a matter where were things that I should be spending time with and not getting. And so as a result, you see, well, the result of this reflects in what we can all look at when we see high divorce rates, when we see issues that people are having, the way children been growing up and going into the wrong directions because parents are there, but not really being there. And then for those who say, you know what, I don't want to compromise these times. I do take care of my family. I do take care of myself. I'm now compromising the extra time that I really need to do other things. And so how do I get around this? And so then what we look at is the and what we recognize is we always we're going to be spending what we call find ourselves in a time deficiency in this. And so next thing we come is investing time. How do I invest time? Okay, something that I have limited hours. I only have this much time of it. I need a certain amount of sleep. And for the things that I'm trying to do, for most of us, we try to buy time compromising one of these other things, and it only costs us something greater. So how am I able to invest time or trade time for larger amounts of time? One, I said we don't want to trade spending time for it. Wasting time is one, but let me show. Let's get into the matters of showing. Like I said, what are some examples of investing time? These are things like studying, getting, learning more on your trade or your practice of what you're doing, having a bachelor's degree and going back to school or studying to get a master's or a doctorate, whatever the case it is you're doing, but something that you're investing in that I'm going to see a return on investment on this with what I'm doing right now. 10 years from now, I'm going to be at this level from where I'm at right now. And so this is what, where we all want. And so, the priorities that we all have, that we all want to have, that we cannot compromise on. One is God, number one. Number two, family. And then number three, business. Business, hey, well, that makes a huge different deal of what my life looks like. If I'm making really good money, that's going to make things a lot easier, a lot better for my family. But guess what? Money takes care of a lot of things, but it doesn't take care of everything. Money cannot buy family and it cannot buy God. And so as a result, I need to prioritize that God first. Most important is what I have to establish in my life, and how I have a relationship with Him is the most important thing, because it is His direction in leading me that is going to be the best thing of all, because He knows and sees all things and I don't. The next thing is family. And one thing with God is God helps us in directing family. It helps us creating order in our family. And it helps us see things that we need to get in order with our family in obedience to Him. As a result, we begin to do it, and we begin to see the benefits and the fruit of it in our family. And then next is business. And guys, guess what? When the household is taken care of, it is very easy, or it's so much easier to do business. What do I mean by that, guys? I mean, if you have a business, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of work, a lot of responsibility, and it's hard for you to focus on business when the family's out of order. When, you're having quarreling matters dealing with your spouse, your children are having constant issues. You can't focus on business. So as a result, the way that we're at, so everything can fall in its proper order, we want to operate and place things in its proper order. And guys, if you're saying, well, you know what, I don't know how to do that right now, that's okay. That's my job to help you in doing that. Okay. And so basically where I left off on part one is talking about most people. This may be, this could be you, someone it could be how you used to be doing things. You can see how you find yourself having to do things going forward. But everybody falls into line when it comes to this. Most people have 168 hours. We have 160 hours. We all have 168 hours. We all work. Most people work in some form or another. So there's time that's set to that. We all need to sleep. We all have time set for entertainment. We all have time established to set aside for family, health, and time that we need to set aside for investments. This is for most people. Here's the deal. If I were to have each and every one of you guys write down each one of these steps: work, sleep, entertainment, family, health, and then say, okay, out of a 24-hour day, how much time do I commit to each? Work, we can all, for most part, can say I commit about 9 hours of that right there. That's out the window. Sleep, if I'm getting good rest, about another, 9 hours, 8 to 9 hours of sleep, maybe 7 hours. Okay. Now, family is these are now the matters that we can look at and we can say, okay, how does my life look? When I get home from work, how much time do I spend with my family? That's another 3 hours. Entertainment, another hour or two. Health, that could be going to the gym, exercise, and that can be an hour or two. Also, the time you're taking in terms of that's fitted in your morning routines or your evening routines in terms of taking care of yourself, showering, brushing your teeth, these things. All of these things are an investment in time. The question is how much time are you investing? And when most of us, if we go step by step and look at with each one of these, and we put a number next to each one of these, we'll find out that, man, the time for us to really do these things, we'll find out that we're at a true time deficit. Most people will go in, but will create this chart, and they'll find like, man, I spent 172 hours. I spend 186 hours doing this stuff. And here's the thing, guys, or to do you can't spend 186 hours because in the deficit, there's no negative in this case. It just means that something is being a give. Some people will, or really how it looks, people will put this together and they'll find out that, man, I don't really spend any time with my family. I spend a lot of time with entertainment, more than I really realize. Guys, numbers, guys, is the most credible resource on earth. Why? Because numbers do not lie. Thoughts, opinions, what people feel, all of these things are all, matters that can bring about probability. But if we want to see true change in our life without there being probability, without there being a hope, we got to bring numbers into the equation. And so when we add numbers to this, we realize now, wow, looking at my life, I spend a lot of time on entertainment. Is entertainment wrong? Am I saying that? No, entertainment is not wrong. You might find spending time with your family watching TV. I like to spend time with my sons watching a basketball game or going places. But but the thing is when I realize I'm spending a lot of time, now I see I need to cut this time down. I spend too much time on my phone. I just realized that now. And the time that I'm spending, and in this case, are the things I need to adjust this. Now the question is, how do I do it? I get it. I see this. This is me. How do I do it? So, right now, basically, we want to look at it and understanding that, most of us don't have a plan, you know, and regardless of not having a plan, we're still on this time limit matter. But what would time look like? What would things look like if we actually did have a plan? Okay. And let's say basically when you do have a plan, the benefit that you can do, like what I just said right there, writing that stuff down and putting numbers to it, it allows you to see inefficiencies. Okay. And when you see inefficiencies, guess what? It allows you to make adjustments. Isn't that the way that we all work to get better? I call it continuous quality improvement. Look at what we're doing, looking for any inefficiencies, and then see what we can do to get better. That's the process of growth and getting better at what we do, whether it's in a business, whether it's in your job, whatever the case is, you have to have something on the table that you can look at and see for inefficiencies. Even if it's just a little inefficiency, you have to have that standard. Some people are afraid of these things, but you got to ask yourself the question, at what cost are you willing to pay to not look at these, to look at what you need to look at to make these adjustments that are necessary? So I'm giving you guys here a board here of some things. This is an example for someone, let's say, for my time of what I do in my day as far as, let's say, a business. I have a business or a service, and how do I schedule things in according to my business? So I break it down into four for what I do. I'm just giving you an example of what I do in the matter in 4 quarters. There's things that I do. I spend time calling people and emailing people. There's people that I need to see. I go on visits with people, and there's a miscellaneous chart. And so everything that I do when I organize my week, starting on a Sunday, is I write everything that I need to do for that week down, and then when these are all the things I need to do, and I divide them into each separate column. I need to If it's something that I need to do as far as a specific matter, I need to go somewhere and take care of this, it's going in the do column. If it's someone I need to call or email for a specific matter, that's going to go in the call email problem. If it's someone I need to see, whether it's a meeting or so, that's going into the C column. If it's other things, miscellaneous column. But I'm dividing everything as to what they are. Okay, that's the first thing that I want to do. And then once I now have everything divided in terms of my doing, seeing, calling, whatever I'm doing, now I have to put a priority on it. How important is this? And so, guys, when we put things down on a chart, we can then look at the things we're doing, and we can then say, you know what? I can see what is a higher priority versus what is not a higher priority. And guess what? I find myself spending a lot of time doing things that are not priorities, and I find myself not doing things that actually are priorities. And this is the reason why I'm having the constant problems I'm having. Guys, it's not hard. It's what this is adjustments. So when it comes to prioritizing, I have 4 categories that I create as prioritizing. Guys, I want you to take notes, okay? Take notes on this because this is objective for anything that you do. The first category that I create is called the urgent and important category. Now, what is considered an urgent and important matter? Okay, anything that is necessary for you to do that has a time limit on it. Whether it's, man, I have something that's due by Wednesday at 7 o'clock. I got to get this taken care of. That's going to go on my urgent and important list. That's very important. That's going down there. Oh, I have, something anything again, that has to be done. And there's time associated that has to, and in this case, if I don't get it done in this amount of time, it's all messed up. I'm missing out on an opportunity. I'm missing a business deal. Something that I need is not going to go through if I don't get this thing taken care of now. Whatever it is, that is a top priority. If that's there, that is going to fall under the urgent and important list. Okay. Next, I want to create what we call the urgent and not important list. Now, what does the urgent not important list mean? Okay. Some might say that doesn't really seem like they go together. It's urgent but not important. Well, think about it like this, guys. I believe everybody here on this call has a heart and has a care for other people, whether it's family, friends, whoever it is, people that you work with, you care about other people. And I believe everybody on this call has dealt with other people who have been dealing with personal matters, serious matters in this case, and they're urgent matters. But guys, they're not urgent to you. Okay. And I'm not saying that it does not mean that I'm going to blow off what other people are doing, but what it means is that I cannot afford to put other people's urgent matters above my own. Think about it like this. If I'm now paying your rent and that puts me in a position where I can't pay my own, what is that going to look like? Well, now I'm in a position that's just as bad as yours, or in the case, I'm in a position where I can only help you for a limited amount of time. Guys, the thing that we want to always do, we always have to take care of self first. Ourselves, our family, our household first. Once we have everything in that matter in order, then we can do other things. And we don't want to allow other things outside of our personal needs to take place over it, because it's going to put our personal needs in jeopardy. I'm only going to be able to do what I need to do for myself, my family, for a limited time because I'm doing for others. Okay, so urgent and not important, guys, again, are urgent matters that have a time associated to it, but they're not directly associated to me. This is my brother. This is my sister. This is my friend who needs help. And guys, guess what? If I got it, you got it. Okay, that's all it is. And we all have experiences in being in this matter of dealing and helping people in an association in this matter here. And we all know the feeling. Well, hey, man, I'm really not in a tight spot right now to help you right now. I can pray for you. Let me see if I can see someone else can help you. Whatever the case in the matter is, it hurts me that you're going through all of this, truly, and I want to help you. Okay, but what I'm doing now is I'm categorizing this on the list. This person needs this. I want to categorize that on the list. The next thing that I want to add to the list is what we call important but not urgent. Okay, important but not urgent. These are the things that are specifically associated that you need to do, but they don't have a time frame on it specifically. This is the thing that's not due by Monday, or I got to have this in by Friday, otherwise this is going to happen. These are just important things that has to get taken care of. I got to go to work. I got to go grocery shopping. I got to take care of this matter here. I got to take care of this matter here. But it's not something where if I don't take care of it now, it's going to cause another situation. But it's a priority. Okay. I got to exercise. I got to go to the gym. I gotta wake up and I need some time. I gotta make sure that I shower and brush my teeth. These are important matters, but they're not urgent. Okay. And as a result, I don't want to compromise them. I set aside some time to spend time with my kids and with my wife. This is important. It's not urgent, but it's important. And so that means that this is something that I don't want to compromise as a means of trying to, again, buy time. And then now, and so again, we think about those things and we write these things down. You thinking about your week. Hey, I got this, whatever this is, no matter, this falls in that category there. And then lastly, guys, we have the last column. It's called the not urgent and not important problem category. Well, what exactly is defined as not urgent and not important? Well, let's think about it. My house is a mess, you know, but it's not something that I'm in position where I'm gonna lose it as a result of it. And it's not something that's worth me doing over important matters. Okay, if this makes sense, okay. Some other things that might be considered not urgent, not important. There's tons of things that we can think of that fall in this category. But this, guys, is the column that when we write these things down, these are the things that we can look at and we can buy time with. Guys, I have 8 kids, and my house can get cleaned up in like 20 minutes. It's a mess again because I have 8 kids and 2 of them are babies. Okay, so I can spend a lot of time cleaning up my house because I have 8 kids and we have a family. It takes we have a lot of laundry that we have to wash. So when it comes to laundry, I look at the time like, man, we spend hours on just washing laundry per week. A lot of time. So just when I look at the time we take just cleaning the house, time doing laundry, time of taking to doing these things, it's like, man, that's a lot of time. We spend like 9 hours doing this. So here's where we want to work smarter and not harder. This is not about being lazy. This is about being smarter. It's in the case, you know what? We're in a position that we can hire somebody to do our laundry. Okay. When I hire somebody to do my laundry, guess what? I'm being a blessing to somebody else, paying where they're getting some money, but I've now freed up my time to do what I need to do as far as investment. So when I want to now focus on investing my time with some new studies that I want to get into, or I want to get involved and associated with some other things to build my practice to increase it, I now have just created 9 hours of my time, because rather than me now spending all this time doing laundry, I hired somebody to do laundry for me. Same thing with, cleaning up. You know what? I'm going to hire somebody that's going to come in on Saturdays and they're going to do a deep dive cleaning around my house. Does this mean that my kids don't clean? Does it mean that I'm not going to clean? No, not at all. We are all still responsible of keeping things up. But when it comes to this deep matter that I realize that we have to do, I spend 3-4 hours doing this. I'm going to buy that 3-4 hours back by blessing somebody else who can come over and who will love to do it. And now I've created 9 plus 3 hours, 12 hours that I can now spend, that can go towards whatever it is that I need to invest in. Whatever it is that when I invest in this 10 years from now, my family, we're going to be catapulted in a different place in this case here. But all of this is done, guys, by organizing our time. And see, here's the thing. They don't teach us this in school, just like they don't teach money in school. So the reason why we have so many challenges with this is because we're all just going just willy-nilly out here. And for those who do learn this stuff are those who were taught how to do this stuff. And so this is something that I've learned, and this is something that I was trained on, and this is something that is important when I look at the foundations of that we're built upon, that pretty much determines the trajectory of our lives. These are the things we're looking at, and these are the things we have to make the adjustments in. But for most cases, most people know that they're not really good with their time. most people know that they don't make the best money decisions, but most people are in the catch-22 of I don't know where to go and I don't know how to get help. In fact, even if I am looking for help, I don't know who to trust. I don't know if what they're telling me actually works. So there's a lot that goes with this in the case because this is not something that you guys are that people can just learn like, oh, just a simple solution, let me do this. This is something that you have to learn, but what comes with this when someone's teaching you is a mindset that uproots the old mindset that you have, replacing that old mindset with the new mindset. So now, rather than being solution oriented, whereas I'm looking at that I'm dealing with surface matters or subsurface matters, I'm now root oriented matters. I'm dealing with the root within myself. So now the things that are in me that now comes up from the surface and subsurface are going to be totally different than the way I used to do things. This is how I can now have confidence in where I'm doing and how I'm doing things and what it's going to look like going forward. Am I saying that life is perfect? No. There are always going to be things associated to life. That hasn't changed anything. We're doing what we're doing in the era with things being associated in life. But we're doing things and when we get things in order, we're going to see a different trajectory of how life goes. We're going to see a different trajectory of how everything is when we are doing everything in its proper order. So, guys, as I said, better choices with time equal better outcomes in life. And and as a result, this is something that we want to understand. Like I said, this is not something that I expect anybody to um, um, this is not something I expect anybody to just get out of this presentation to say, okay, now I'm a great time manager. This is something that we all have to learn and we have to invest in it slowly by slowly. And just and one way for us to understand this is understand how the brain works, guys. Our brains it is a muscle, but unlike our arm muscles, our leg muscles, our brain is one of the laziest muscles in the body. It doesn't like to work, especially when you try to work it. Hence, when somebody asks you a question, you shut down and say, "Oh man, I can't remember." Whatever the case is. And so this is something that you're going to learn by hearing and getting over and over again. You hear something new each time, and over time you get going. Guys, I want to thank you for your time. And if there's any room for any questions that anyone has really quickly, guys, we can open it up for questions. I thank you for your time again. It is a huge blessing, and I'll be seeing you again soon.
Great. Thank you.
Awesome sauce. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, King Timothy Ferguson Jr. That was just awesome. Oh my goodness. Really appreciate, really appreciate. I see a couple hands up and kicking. But of course, you know that first of all, we have to take First Lady Queen Dr. Benny as as um as the person to speak at this time. So go ahead, First Lady Queen Dr. Benny.
Oh my goodness.
Greetings.
Greetings. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Time is money. Time is money. Ah, yes. Good evening to my queens and kings around the globe. I want to take this moment to thank you all for coming. That's the first. I want to thank you. Thank you, King Timothy. We really appreciate you with this amazing topic when it comes to time. As we all know, time in the Bible is really precious. It is a precious gift to our Heavenly Father. But before I proceed, I want to say extraordinary mindset. And we pray that you will come back again and continue. Well, when it comes to time, despite the fact that you said we have 168 hours, right? Which you also stated that we take 9 hours to go to work. Well, as for me, when it comes to sleep, it takes me just 3 hours. Well, people people really need to take time and go to sleep. Really, they have to sleep well. But anyway, when it comes to the Bible, like I said, it is a precious gift to our Heavenly Father. And how we use it, it also reflects to our faith and priorities. Now, it teaches us how to be wise in our action and to make the most of every opportunities that we have. Now, the verses also, we do know that it highlights the importance of the living with an eternal perspective of what? Urgency when it comes to the present age, right? And you make us also to understand when you were talking about urgent, important. What did you say? Urgent, important, not important, important, but not urgent, and not urgent and not important. Wow. Which that particular one, it refers to the task or the situation that do not really require immediate attention, right? Well, and when it comes to, well, I shouldn't spend too much time, but time is one of our most valuable resources, and which it recognizes the significance, right? That can profoundly impact our lives. So by managing our time effectively and prioritizing what truly matters to you or to me, we can lead more meaningful and fulfilling lives by embracing what? The value of time. Encouraging us now to make what? The most of every moment, fostering what? The personal growth and enriching what? Our relationship with each other, your relationship with your children, your relationship with your wife, your relationship with your team members at work, right? And your relationship with all of us here, right? I would not spend that much time again, but I just want to appreciate you, King Junior Ferguson. Thank you so much for coming.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much, First Lady Queen Dr. Benny. Over to you, Queen Dr. Tunishai Ford.
Good evening, everyone. Tim, thank you so much. Excellent presentation. Again, just the way I taught you. Did excellent. I really enjoyed the information, and it makes so much sense what you're saying. But I just want to say this because I want Dr. Benny to have as much time as she needs to do her presentation, so I'm not going to be long. But I'm hoping, Timothy, that you will, when you get ready to close out, that you would let everybody know the full extent of what you're doing. Maybe Dr. Derek, if it's okay with you, he could put his information in the chat and let you all know because he's been a tremendous blessing to me personally and other people who've been in my inner circle in terms of getting financial advice. He's not only an advisor, he's a financial guru. If there's such a difference, I think you all understand what I mean by that. I mean, it's not just about telling you where to put what are the best stocks and all that kind of stuff. It's about letting you understand, giving you hands-on. You actually get involved with what he's doing with you and for you, and you have a great understanding of how your money is working. And I think that is really key for actually being what they call a financial specialist. So, Ken, tell me, I hope that when you get ready to close it, when it's your turn, that you would share that with us. And Dr. Derek will allow you to put your information in the chat. I believe it'll be worth your while to really talk to him and give him at least a couple of minutes of your time. Okay, thank you. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, thank you very much, Queen Dr. T. Actually, I can take it one further. If you so desire, King Tim, if you so desire, whether this Thursday or next week Thursday, you can come for a presentation on financial, whatever your guru thing is. You can come and speak with whichever one you want, or whichever two you want, or whichever three you want. It doesn't really matter, because we are. I think, honestly speaking, right now, we are on the cusp of this, our company really taking off, and so people in maybe the next 6 months, will actually be in a physical condition where I guess maybe those kind of money management and investment and so on and so forth, that will need to be done, or places to put money, would be very, very of vital importance. And so maybe if you can really carve out some time out of your busy schedule, to actually give us a few presentational um, information on those scenarios, right? Whatever it is, I just know that you just get money, save some, and spend some.
Yeah, no, definitely. I would definitely love to. I would definitely love to. I definitely have the time for it. I make the time for it. And so, my objective for what I do, and I tell Dr. Ford this, everyone knows, as I say, guys, don't call me a life insurance agent, don't call me an investment advisor. I'm a financial needs provider. These are things that I am able to
Okay,
create and do,
okay.
but the thing that I do is I change people's financial lives with education and which changes the trajectory of their lives. These are products and services in association to what we do to get you there. But as a result, my matter is more than anything is changing people's lives. Because think about it like this. I'll say this and I'll end. Most people don't want a mortgage. Most people don't want life insurance. They need these things. But I'm gonna tell you what's something that people do want, and that's financial freedom, financial independence. And so that right there is the very thing that I'm here to do is give people what they want. And so, and how I'm able to do that is through a very streamlined process where I can work with anybody wherever they're at and whatever position that they're in. And as a result, and the objective from there is to see now, based off of what we do, if you do the things that I'm telling you to do, doesn't really require discipline because we're doing things that just reallocating your money in the way and working in that works better for you. You're gonna see, okay, this is what 10 years, 20 years, 30 years is gonna look like, or even more. And for some who might say, I'm a little older, I might not be around. I say that's understandable, but your money will. And if you have children, grandchildren, this is basically the process of how we leave a inheritance for our children and our children's children. So I would definitely love
All
to come
right,
back and speak more about that.
all right, all right. Well, let me know if you are available this Thursday or next Thursday, whichever one to start.
Okay.
Um, and um, and and be good to go. Most
Okay.
definitely. All right.
Well, I will send you my information in the chat, Dr. Derek, and you can, if you mind, sending me your information. And so what I can do is I can follow up with you to confirm,
Okay.
if that works.
Well, I'll get it from Dr. T.
Dr. T, not a problem.
Yeah, I'll just get it from Dr. T.
Okay.
All right, wonderful. All right, thank you very much. Really appreciate. And go ahead, Queen Pastor Tony. All right. Okay.
She might
Go
still
ahead
be
now.
muted.
Good afternoon, or good evening, kings, queens, brand ambassadors, and King Timothy. Thank you for your presentation. It was really great, really wonderful. Years and years ago, when I worked for a large corporation, they had brought in someone to do time management and teach us time management at work. And but the information that you offered was like 100 times more and very, very beneficial across the board. And I really appreciate that. Also, I know that you have books, you have two books out, right? I know of the one. My question is the information in your second book, is this information contained in it?
That's a good question, Queen Tony. Those books that you're talking about were published in the years of 2015 and 2017. And
Okay.
so this specific information is not contained in those books. But I am working on phase two or of the books with this information and some more details of the informations from the first book going forward. So it will be,
Okay.
but what I am working on is basically is to have this message something that is going to be on recording as well for others, so you can hear it. We can keep hearing it because how we retain things is through reciprocation, and that's what we really want to have for everyone. So
Okay, thank you, sir. And I'll be looking for that third book.
thank you.
All right, wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Really appreciate it, Queen Pastor Anthony Coleman. All right. Okay. Any other questions, comments? Anyone else maybe have anything for for King Tim? Let me see if there's anything in the chat. Please, it's a pleasure and honor to be here. All right, okay, wonderful. So thank you all very much. And if you have any questions or anything before we do our wrapping up, then you can put that in the chat or in the YouTube chat. All right, we'll soon look over into the YouTube section. All right, so we're moving right along into our next second presentation. And of course, that is our First Lady, Queen Dr. Benny. As you know, everyone is online. At least maybe 90% of the 8+ billion people is now online. And, you know, we shop, we pay our bills, we do all sorts of things online. We check our Facebook status, etc., etc. And so from once you are online, then you have an online presence, and so you are attached somewhere on the World Wide Web. And so therefore you are going to need to at least know about cyber protection because you are in cyberspace. And I tell you, some men, just like how some men go to some university to learn how to pickpocket. Yes, and that is a fact. All right. People learn how to con people online. All right. And so, therefore, this is very, very important to learn and to know of. And so, without any further ado, cybersecurity, which is stay protected in 2025 as you keep alive. And this is part 30. Yes, I said it right, part 30. And so if you have not seen 1 to 29 as yet, please, visit a couple YouTube channels that is, having these videos there on their YouTube channel. All right. So First Lady Queen Dr. Benny is no stranger to us. She has been around for over 3 years now. And for the past maybe 2 years, have been actually doing cybersecurity as far back as 2024. And so she's a well-renowned cybersecurity specialist. That is her field. That is actually what she has her doctorate in. All right. And so, this is a well knowledgeable and entrepreneurial individual. And so, without any further ado, it is none other than First Lady Queen Dr. Benny, just for you. Over to you, Queen Dr. Benny.
Thank you. Thank you so much, King Dr. Derek, for giving me an opportunity. Let me say, to speak up my mind when it comes to cybersecurity. As a lot of people don't really know the importance of cybersecurity in this war. We need it within this company. We need it all over, everywhere, all over the globe. I previously stated last week, when it comes to my topic, like what is KYC, which is know your customer, right? And why is it really important to the banks? So as I previously stated last week, I said in today's world, right? Today's world is rapidly, it is evolving with the digital and interconnected financial landscape. As our King Timothy said something about financial. Now, the trusted and the transparency, what we have to do is like, it has really become indispensable, right? So this is where know your customer plays really a critical role within, not only in the banking sector, but everywhere. So KYC is not merely a regulatory requirement, but what? It is really a fundamental process through which the banks and the financial institution, most of the time, they have to verify you and I. We are clients, right? They will verify our identity and also to evaluate the potential risk. Again, when it comes to this KYC, in the banking processes, it deals with what? Financial industry, which it also helps the institution to verify the identity of these customers. There are a lot of fraudulent things happening all over the globe. You have terrorists, and in financing by what? They do ensure that the individuals like you and I, right? Or the entities, which it involves what? In the financial transaction, are legitimate. When you go to the bank, there are certain type of paper money that people like us, we take it to the bank. Sometimes, especially when it comes to, you guys know about Bank of America, right? They don't play. They don't play. Don't give them any fake money. As soon as you give that fake money, you're gone. You are gone. What I would say is that there are three types of KYC that are commonly known in this world. You have a simplified KYC, basic KYC, and enhanced KYC. When it comes to the simplified KYC, this level is typically used for what? Low risk customers, right? Maybe I am considered low risk, hopefully. Low risk customers or transactions, so which involve collecting basic information like the customer name, customer address, customer identity, like proof of driver license, right? Yeah, proof of driver license, which is it is often now used for the basic opening of the bank account or any or small value of that transaction, right? And when it comes to basic, it goes now a step further by requiring more detail. More detail, it requires more detailed information. So this can include additional identity documents like the photograph, proof of address. You know, most of the time they will ask us to give, well, proof of address. You know, sometimes they are looking for phone, phone, if you can bring us phone, I do have, I have my email here. Anyway, from my own company, Truist, right? If I take this back to Truist, they will know that this is really my address. Okay. So it is very important. So like I said, when it comes to the basic KYC, now it uses the customers to engage more and more significant financial activities. Now, when it comes to the enhanced KYC, right? It is most comprehensive level of verification and is employed now for high risk customers or a large transaction. You know, a lot of people, they bring plenty of dollars, right? Some people steal the money and then they will come and put it in the bank. But now the bank want to really verify, where did you get this money from, right? Now, in addition to collecting that personal information and identity of documents, the institution, right, may conduct a background check and verify the sources of the funds. This level of KYC is common for corporate clients of what? The large transaction. So at this moment, if you guys don't mind, I am going to share my screen just to continue where I started before. I'm doing well. I think this is it, hopefully. Oh, great, great. All right. All right. So I am going to start here. When it comes to the digital KYC, it is reshaping the future of banking. You have biometrics verification, you have artificial and machine learning, you have eKYC, as well as liveness dictation. Now, for the biometric verification, it uses what? Your face, right? Facial recognition, fingerprint. Okay, we have done this before. Anyway, artificial intelligence and machine learning, it automates the data analysis to dictate the fraudulent pattern, which it reduces the false positive and assess the risk profile in real time. For eKYC portal, it allows customers now to submit document and complete the verification entirely online, reducing what? The need for physical visit. Liveness dictation, it ensures that person verifying identity is present and not using a photo or what? Recording. Next, we have integration with the government database, right? It enables real-time validation for identification document and cross-verification with official records, reducing the onboarding time, which it cuts down now the customer's verification process from day to minute. Now, improving what? The user experience. Now, when it comes to enhancing the security, it protects the sensitive data through the encryption, and which it does now secure the storage method by reducing the risk of identity theft and fraud. When it comes to scalability and cost effectiveness or efficiency, it supports the high volume of verification with minimal human intervention, lowering what? The operational costs. So, as you all know, what is now the difference between a KYC versus AML? AML is the anti-money laundering. All right. They are often mentioned together in a financial regulation. While they are closely related, they serve distinct purposes. So KYC is a specific process within the broader AML framework. So it focuses now on identifying and verifying customers to understand who they are, while AML encompasses a wider range of policies and practices, which it aims now at dictating, now it prevents, and now reporting the suspicious financial activities when people bring money that they stole from somewhere, and they have to really, in the banking sector, they want to really verify where you got that money from. Now, when it comes to challenges in implementing the KYC, although KYC regulations are very important for ensuring the transparency and reducing the financial crime, their implementation poses what? A range of operational, technical, and customer-facing challenges for banks, especially those operating in multiple regions, establishing what? A seamless yet compliant of KYC process involve what? Juggling regulations, managing the costs, and maintaining user experience, all while preventing what? Fraud. So, as you know, there are certain challenges that are occurring within the banking sector. One is like changing the regulatory requirement. The landscape are constantly evolving. New rules from local government and what? International bodies, right? Which it requires banks now to continuously update their compliance framework. There's always compliance, and that is why we do have some, let me say, some individuals with their roles when it comes to compliance for them to perform assessment. We do have like risk assessment within the system, just to assess to find out what is going on within that particular system. Now we have manual and time-consuming processes. King Timothy talked about time. Traditionally, the KYC method often rely on manual review of documents, handwritten forms, in-person verification, which is very important for you to really know who that person is, right? Oh, yes. When it comes to customers' experience, overly complex or lengthy KYC procedures can now create frustration for new customers. Now, they may abandon the process entirely or switch now to competitors offering faster, more, and user-friendly onboarding, especially in a digital banking. Now, when it comes to the data quality and verification issues, inaccurate, incomplete, or outdated customers' information can disrupt the verification process. Customer what? Information. When it comes to the outdated customer information, it's like, sometimes customers will change their address, right? And they may really forget to inform the bank. And the bank will continue sending mail to the old address. Meanwhile, the customer is not receiving it. So it is really important that you and I, since we are customers of any of the banking system, if you move from one location to another, please notify your bank, right? As well as the motor vehicle. Okay, you have to do that. High operational costs. Now, by implementing and maintaining a compliance of the KYC system requires the investment in a software, third-party verification, trained staff, and regular audit. Regular audit is just to really find out what is going on. There are certain people or customers that, let me say, they were working somewhere making just $10, right? And then in the long run, maybe they went and studied and they started making more dollars, and then they may have their own business. But when you have all those businesses, or you have gotten a better job, it is really good also to inform your bank. Okay. We have technology integration challenges. Many banks still operate on legacy systems that are difficult to integrate with modern KYC tools. The legacy means that it's very old, right? So by upgrading or replacing the infrastructure to accommodate the automation and the biometric verification can be disruptive and resource intense. You have removed onboarding risk. Now, as digital banking rises, remote KYC processes are becoming standard. However, without physical interaction, verifying the identity becomes what? Harder, really, for real. Now, you have hackers may use a deepfake stolen identity or fabricated document to bypass the check. So based upon me, I expect you now to come physical because I want to see you physical. I want to know. I will look at your ID, then I'll look at your face to make sure that it's real. It's really you. That's me. Those doing onboarding online remotely, I don't think it is correct to me. All right, when it comes to the banking system. So data privacy and security concern. KYC requires banks to collect and store the sensitive personal data, making them a target for what? The cyber criminals. Now, ensuring this information is now protected with strong encryption and secure system, which is now essential for the regulatory compliance and customer trust. So what are the benefits for banks and customers? You and I, we are the customers, right? I believe you cannot say you are not a customer at the banking system because you must have a banking account, I'm sorry. So KYC isn't just about ticking the regulatory boxes, but it's what? It is a strategic tool that brings significant advantages of both banks and their clients. Now, for the financial institution, KYC safeguard the operation. KYC does support. Then we talk about compliance, and it also protect the reputation, right? By protecting the reputation of any banking system, like if a new client comes, if you don't ask all the information of that particular client and something happened that someone has stolen information about that client, it will not be good. It will be a bad reputation within your own banking system. But when you ask for the correct information, I as a customer, they will ask me for my name, my address, date of birth, driver license, and everything. And if I cannot produce them, it will not be good. So for customers, it ensures a safer banking environment, right? Which it enables what? Better and better, more personalized services. Together, these benefits now will help foster trust. It reduces financial crime. And what? It will also promote a stable and efficient banking system. Fraud prevention. It is very important. You know, whenever, sometimes when you call your bank, most of the time, nowadays it's like artificial intelligence, right? They will want to find out from you why you're calling. Please give me a reason why you're calling. You know, sometimes when they ask, I know that it's artificial intelligence. I just say, oh man, look, I need to speak to the customer. I just need to speak to somebody, a human being. That's what I always said. So when it comes to this fraud prevention, the KYC, right? It helps the banks now to detect and prevent fraudulent behavior by what? Verifying the customer identity. So, you know, sometimes when you call the bank, they want to know, like, let's say who you are, for you to give the last 4 digit, last 4 digit of your ID, or if you are trying to use your credit card, they also ask for the last 4 digits of your credit card. Well, they do ask me, so I don't know about you guys. So this ensures that the criminals using fake or stolen identities are stopped early by reducing the risk of account takeover, financial fraud, and unauthorized transaction. Stronger regulatory compliance by adhering to the KYC standard. It will ensure that banks meet what the legal requirement set by global and national regulatory bodies. Compliance with this standard, it will help now to avoid all the problems, right? Potential and legal action that could harm the bank operations and also the reputation. Okay, when it comes to streamlining and secure transaction, once customers are verified, what happened? Their transaction can now be processed more efficiently. If they don't verify your information, it will not be processed efficiently. So with the verified data, banks can now minimize delay. It can now reduce manual reviews and flag unusual activities more effectively by enhancing the speed and the security of the financial operation. You have customized financial services. You have early detection of suspicious activities. Let me talk about that. Continuous monitoring. You know, in every environment where I am, every job, there's always continuous monitoring. You are monitoring to know what is going on. There may be a suspicious activities going on online. Somebody has to be there. It is somebody's rule that will perform that monitoring. When it comes to my environment, we do risk management framework. Within that, I think we do have like 7 steps, right? The first, I don't have to name all of them, but the first is planning. You're trying to see if you can work with the stakeholders. You know, some of the stakeholders or the CEO, there's a lot of them, they don't really care too much about the security. The only time they care is when these hackers have done something bad and it ruins their reputation. So that is when they start acting. And the last is the continuous monitoring. That is why I said it is a rule for an individual that will be performing monitoring of the customer's account, which will enable banks now to identify the anomalies such as sudden large transfer. Where did that particular client, where did he or she get that money from? Transaction. When we talk about this large transfer, is somehow high risk, especially if you are using Bank of America. It is. I know that. Frequent changes in customers' behavior. You know, like when you steal that type of money, sometimes your behavior changes, right? So early detection will help now to mitigate the risk and protect both the bank and the customer. Okay? So, reputation. This is good. The reputation protection for banks. Banks associated with financial crimes often suffer long-term damage to their brand and public trust. Now, a robust KYC framework, it will help now to shield the institution from scandals. And you don't want that, right? You don't want any scandal when it comes to your bank, especially like Bank of America. You don't want that because no customer will want to go to that bank. Evolving money laundering or terrorism, financial by ensuring that only legitimate customers are served, right? All right. The support of digital banking growth. Now, with the rise of online banking, digital KYC makes it possible now to onboard and now verify what? Customers remotely in a secure, in a fast and compliant manner. This open what? The door for banks now to expand their reach, which will reduce the physical infrastructure costs and also meet the expectation of the techie savvy user. Okay, as you all know, KYC is more than a compliance obligation. It's a financial element in the modern banking ecosystem. You guys know that we do have our ecosystem, right? Within our company. So by verifying the customer's identity, assessing the risk, and monitoring the activities of each client like you and I, KYC will protect both the financial institution and their customers from fraud, money laundering, and other financial crime. So while implementing the KYC, it can also come with what challenges? There's always challenges wherever you go. At work, school, when it comes to homework, it's too much. You have to go and do research and everything, right? And despite the fact that there's challenges, there's always benefits, right? For the benefit now would outweigh the difficulties. By offering what? Stronger security, it will improve customer relationship, and also it would enhance what? The operational efficiency. Now, as digital transformation continues to reshape the banking sector, a robust and adaptable KYC processes will now remain critical to building what? Trust, ensuring transparency, and maintaining what? The integrity of the global financial system. Thank you all. This is where, as you all can see, this is where I got all my information from. A lot of places. You guys can see the references, and I just want to thank you all for listening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. King Dr. Derek.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much, First Lady Queen Dr. Benny. Really appreciate, really appreciate. And that is the KYC. Know your customer. Wonderful. Thank you very much. And any comments or any questions on the KYC and our Dr. Benny's presentation? Anyone? 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 Okay, all right. All right. Seems as if everyone got it clear. Because this was one of the security measures that was really discussed and talked at length about during on passive when it was first introduced. And so thank you very much, First Lady Queen Dr. Benny, for refreshing our memories in terms of the KYC. Thank you very much. All right. And so at this time, we're just going to ask King Timothy Ferguson Jr. to just give his closing remarks.
One second, I'm trying to. Thank you, guys. Sorry, all right. Trying to get my video there. Sorry, guys. All right, thank you, guys. I just want to say thank you guys again for your time, and I want to say that hey, I'm here I'm here to stay. My objective of what I show everybody is that in anything that you do, having a financial arm associated to what you do is essential, because guess what? Everything is associated to money. Everyone we deal with involves money, and everybody we deal with is, at least 90% of the people we deal with are in some kind of issue when it comes to money. And so what I'm here to sharing is it's helping overall, is it helps everyone across the board by just having the understanding finances, and then associating the financial arm to whatever it is that you're doing. And as a means, if you're saying, hey, when I really care about people, I want to help other people, having this is, helping people is feels much better than anything else. And just the knowledge, the information that is given that I want to give is really, really huge and really, really essential. Again, I want to thank you guys for everything and for your time. As I have now, and working out with Dr. Derek, I will be back on this Thursday as well. And to go into some more detail in that. And I hope to see you guys then. And I hope that what I can share will be of huge asset value to you. You guys have a very blessed day. Thank you.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much, King Timothy Ferguson Jr. Really appreciate, and yes, he will be here to address as much financial issues as possible. So come with all your questions, and 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 share and participate in the wonderful topic of finance. All right. Thank you very much, King Tim. And now, First Lady Queen Dr. Benny.
Thank you so much, King Dr. Derek. The evolving landscape, right? When it comes to KYC in the banking system, it is also now derived by the need for stronger compliance. And what it does is that it enhances the transactional security, right? So as banks worldwide, they seek to improve the method for customer verification, the integration, right, of modern technology like artificial intelligence and blockchain. It has become more and more prominent. Seriously. So with this advancement, the process of the KYC in the banking system is not only streamlined, but also what it does is that it does achieve the highest level of accuracy. So at the front or the forefront of any of this transformation is the KYC hub, right? Which is it offers what? The cutting edge solution, which it does tailor to today's banking challenges, as I did talk about challenges. So their platform now will simplify and integrate the layers of KYC by ensuring that customers onboarding is efficient. Customers onboarding is secured and aligned with what? With the global standard. For banks nowadays, aiming to fortify their KYC and the banking procedures, they will collaborate, right, with another industry pioneer like the KYC hub. It is not just beneficial, but it is what? Essential. Thank you so much for listening.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you very much, First Lady Queen Dr. Benny. Really appreciate, and just want to also thank those who made their comments in the YouTube chat. There was no question, and just want to say hi to Queen Debbie McCormick, who is present on YouTube with a lot others. But just to acknowledge our wonderful person there, which is Queen Debbie McCormick. And of course, King Jim McCormick. Just want to acknowledge those two wonderful persons. All right, so thank you all very much. I haven't seen any more questions, just a lot of thanks, and thank you very much, Queen Dr. Benny, and thank you very much, King Timothy Ferguson Jr., that is in the chat, and it was eye-opening and awesome. And you will see King Tim come Thursday on our 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time program. Just to remind you also that there are sister platform. You have the Yvonne Duo that is from Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and that is One Nation, and it is Queen Dr. Yvonne and Queen Yvonne Finn. On Thursday, it's back here again with Deep Dive, Globally Changing Lives. And of course, Thursday morning, it's Oh Passion Global, Singapore, Malaysia. And that is at 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And then we'll be here again on Sunday with Dream Team, Dreaming with Dr. P. And we will see you at whichever one you choose to be a part. But make sure that you come back on Thursday to and invite all your friends, all your loved ones, because we'll be looking at your finances. So thank you all very much. Really appreciate to everyone, especially those on YouTube or varied YouTube platforms. And of course, thank you for joining us. We will be saying bye to those on YouTube, and then we will actually have our after party, because as I always say, work and no play make Jack and Jill very dull. So stay with our after party if you're actually tuning in live here on the Zoom webinar. All right, so thank you all very much, and take care, the YouTube viewers. Oh my goodness, where did I put that keyboard? See, I am operating about 3 different devices here, so just bear with me. Let me close the YouTubes.